So today I want to talk about why I think Levi Draper is going to turn Arkansas into a monster and what Grant Delpit had to say about CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to give you the whole interview and all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You got to help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on step milk. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I want to talk about why I believe Levi Draper is going to turn Arkansas into a monster. And Grant Delpit had some things to say about CeeDee Lamb and OU as I attended the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award banquet where he was honored, among others, with our All-Staters. And I'm going to try a little something different with this. No guest, but, well, you'll see what I'm talking about. Smash cut. Okay, so this is much more of a workspace look. I haven't shown this part of the studio before. This is the workstation, and I'm using it to give it just kind of a different look and a different feel to really dig in a little bit deeper on some of the topics that I wanted to cover in this particular upload. And yeah, as you can see, there's a lot going on behind you. Don't be alarmed. This is what it is, right? This is what it's like to try to put together one of these things every single day and multiple times a day. So rather than just kind of say I want to talk about the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award banquet, or I want to talk about Levi Draper, or I want to give you Grant Delpit's entire interview that I recorded at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum. I'm going to drop that in here a little bit later. I just want to sit and talk for a little bit, right? So let's start with the headline, which is Levi Draper committed to Arkansas last night, which is a big deal, right? Took an official visit to Arkansas over the weekend, and that's big for them because Levi Draper is going to graduate in May. He's going to graduate with 2 years of eligibility left, right? And graduating with 2 years of eligibility left, we know that he has an opportunity not just to help them next year and really turn the corner and perhaps do something worthwhile in the 2021 season. That's a big deal, right? I'm also interested in how he fits into the depth chart over there and what Barry Odom might be able to do with like a 4-2-5 and what they return, and we're going to get into that. Matter of fact, screw it. Let's just get into it. So, with Levi Draper choosing Arkansas, right, there were really a couple other players, so like Southern Methodist to a degree, and then the University of Tulsa, right? So, after he announces his commitment around 8 o'clock on Tuesday night when I'm at the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award banquet, and I got on my lapel pin, and I'm trying to show what the Jim Thorpe Award is all about and help Grant Delpit and his family get around. You know, introduce myself to some folks that I haven't met before. There's a lot of folks in this room where we recognize all-state football players as well. I'm like, okay, cool. Levi Draper is headed to Arkansas. I see the tweet, I retweet the tweet, and I say, Levi Draper's going to turn Arkansas into a monster. For which you would not believe the shade that was in my mentions on this front, because folks were talking about it's clickbait. And I'm like, first of all, it's a tweet. How is that even clickbait? Second of all, it's my opinion. And as I say, an opinion is not an argument. And I wasn't giving an argument. I was giving an opinion. Here, I'm going to trot out my argument here. Okay? So to do that, I need to remind you that at one point in time, this 2017 class was not what it was going to be at the University of Oklahoma. It's another reason I'm at the workstation is I get to use my computer here, and that's a little bit easier and cooler to use than perhaps, I don't know, my iPad or my phone or whatever it might be, right? So if we take a look at the team rankings for 2017, we take a look at what the 2017 class was, you'll see that there were 28 enrollees, right? According to the 247 Sports Composite, which is comprised of Rivals.com, ESPN.com, and of course, 247sports.com, there were only 3 players ranked ahead of Levi Draper in that 2017 class, right? Top of the list, Justin Broyles, who got torched as a strong safety in the Peach Bowl, but he's a cornerback and he's playing out of position. I don't want to litigate that right now. But he was the number 1 player in that class. Robert Barnes was number 2, right? Robert Barnes hasn't been seen or heard from since Josh Jacobs basically left his dead body out there at the Orange Bowl, right? And Josh Jacobs vaulted into the first round of the NFL draft and became one of the best rookies in the NFL. Shout out to him. He is from my hometown, Tulsa, Oklahoma, went to McLean, where he, tore people up, and continues to do that with Las Vegas Raiders. Behind him is Tyrese Robinson, who's starting right guard for Oklahoma. And then there's Levi Draper, okay? Levi Draper is the guy that not only helped put this class together, but he is the guy that Kenneth Murray turned out to be, and I'll unpack that. But first, just go through the rest of the rankings in this 2017 class, right? Addison Gums was part of this class. He ended up transferring to Oregon State. He was going to be your starting jack linebacker in 2018 when it, towards ACL, didn't want to stay. Trey Brown, starting cornerback at Oklahoma, went to Union. CeeDee Lamb, he turned out to be pretty good, right? CeeDee Lamb turned out to be a player. CeeDee Lamb turned out to probably end up being not just a first round pick, but a top 10 pick, okay? He's ranked ahead of Charleston Rambo. He's ranked ahead of Chris Robinson. Trey Sermon, yeah, he could play. Kenny DeBrooks, yeah, he's been the best tailback for Oklahoma in the past 2 years. Grant Calcaterra, yeah, that was everybody's favorite tight end there for a while. Marquise Hayes, that dude's the starting left guard for Oklahoma right now. Ryan Jones, they recruited him as an athlete and played him out of position. He's ended up in the transfer portal. I wanted Ryan Jones to work out. It didn't, but still, he's ranked ahead of him. He's ranked ahead of Adrian Ely, starting right tackle. He's ranked ahead of Isaiah Thomas, who comes from Tulsa Memorial, which is my alma mater. And that dude was sacking people to end the year. Creed Humphrey might be the best player on the team right now from a talent standpoint, ranked ahead of him. Dylan Famatau, Marquise Hollywood Brown's in this class. People forget that, right? He's all right. End up with Kenneth Murray Jr., Marcellus Sutton, Jeremiah Hall, Trey Norwood, Tyrese Lott, Reeves Monschau, all in this class, right? The other part about this class is they have won 3 consecutive Big 12 championships. They have made 3 consecutive college football playoff appearances. They've seen 2 Heisman Trophy winners and 3 Heisman Trophy finalists, all right? They know from winning. Levi Draper helped put that together coming out of Collinsville when he could have gone to Alabama, Ohio State, Oklahoma State, wherever. Georgia. Sam Pittman recruited him at Georgia. He ends up at Arkansas now because he got his shoulder injured when he was going to be the starting linebacker in Mike Stoops' defense in 2017. The next dude that kind of fits his make and model is Kenneth Murray Jr., 6'2", about 230. He becomes the first starting middle linebacker as a true freshman at Oklahoma since 1975. He got the snaps. Levi Draper did not. Kenneth Murray Jr. has turned out to be a fringe first-round draft pick, depending on how he measures and how people feel about him going through the interview process, all right? Levi Draper could have been what Kenneth Murray Jr. is today. He just got buried on the depth chart and for whatever reason could not get the playing time that other guys got. And after Kenneth Murray Jr. got all those snaps in 2017, you got a hard time not starting that guy at middle linebacker and making, especially when he rose to captain in your 2018 defense, right? So you're like, Levi Draper can try to beat out Caleb Kelly and Curtis Bolton. It's tough because Curtis Bolton ended up beating out Caleb Kelly, and Caleb Kelly was supposed to be better than all of these cats. And then 2019 comes around. My man's just still playing special teams. The redshirt is freshman year. Can't get on the field because Deshaun White has taken that job. And now, with him going to Arkansas, I think he's going to turn Arkansas into a monster because he's going to recruit to it as well, just like Sam Pittman. He ain't going to go there by himself, and he's going to fit in, right? Collinsville is actually closer to Fayetteville than it is to Norman. People forget that part. And then Sam Pittman has been going gangbusters since getting the job at Arkansas, and I'm really into what Arkansas has been able to do. I really like that they went and got Miles Slusher from Broken Arrow. I like the Catalan kids. I'm going to go ahead and say it. There's some Manfield kids over there that got their heads handed to them by a bunch of kids in East Oklahoma. Broken Arrow, Owasso, you know the squads, okay? You know the squads. Levi Draper's just that good, right? And he's joining with a bunch of cats that they return some decent dudes, right? Like I like Bumper Pool, which is an all-namer. And he's probably going to step in for Dejon Harris, who, by the way, led the SEC in solo tackles over 2 years. Like 118 in 2018, like 64 in 2019. At Arkansas. Okay? Now, they ain't going to be so good at defensive tackle, but they got an opportunity to be good. All right? Like, just going through it. I'm going to get to this, but defensive end Eric Gregory was their 4-star recruit at IMG, and then they signed Zach Williams, who's redshirted and was the 4th best player in the state of Arkansas in his recruiting class. I mentioned DeJohn Harris is gone, but Bumper Pool is going to be great there, and I think they got dudes that can help him out like Grant Morgan. Bumper Pool had 94 tackles and like 6.5 for loss. He's probably going to be your best. He is your best returning linebacker, okay? Then there's the defensive side of what they did last year that is statistical. I'm going to start by saying, remember when San Jose State beat Arkansas in Fayetteville? I know you do. You know who threw the most passes last year? Vandy quarterback at Arkansas? It's Nick Starkel. You know where Nick Starkel transferred to, like last month? San Jose State. And I wish there was a return trip to like San Jose State for that, but San Jose State ain't that good. That's why you don't get a return trip. They're not supposed to spank you by 4 and then end up getting spank you by 7 and then end up getting the money as well. They were 2-10 last year, Arkansas, with a 45-19 thumping by directional Kentucky. My God, Chad. But it's not even that Chad Morris was that bad, though he was bad. It's that John Chavis was bad. Look, Arkansas gave up 30.6 points per game in their final 6 games. Their best win is a 4-point loss to number 23 Texas A&M. Their second best win is a 36-point loss to friggin' LSU. Now, they get to say they played LSU closer than Texas A&M did because Texas A&M got drubbed 50-7, and they played within 1 point of the score that OU got beat by. OU got beat by 35. They got beat by 36 by LSU. Right? One is Arkansas. One is for the friggin' college football playoff semifinal, the Peach Bowl, so you know where I'm going with that. But it gets more comical if you're really paying attention for what Arkansas has been doing. This is why I'm so excited about Barry Odom and Levi Draper there, because they need the help, and they're going to get the help. But before they got the help 2018, this is how it went. Okay? They ranked 124th out of 130 FBS teams in points allowed. All right? They gave an average of, golly, Arkansas gave them an average of 36.8 points per game last year. 37 a game. Okay? Behind them, New Mexico. In front of them, Rutgers. Arkansas gave up more points per game than Rutgers. And their head coach got fired in the middle of the season. Goodness me. Check it. All right. So, LA Monroe gave up 38.7 points per game. That'd be Louisiana Monroe. UConn gave up 40.5 points per game. New Mexico State gave up 41, and they played arguably the toughest schedule in all of college football because they're independent and they need the name recognition. And then UMass. UMass gave up 52.7 points per game. So Massacre gave up 56 to UConn, 62 to Coastal Carolina, 63 to Army, 63 to Liberty, and 69 to Louisiana Tech. Whatever. Of course, then there's the whole Nick Starkel thing and the San Jose State thing. They were comically bad, right? But what I know about Levi Draper is that he's a winner. I know that he will play hard. I know that he will get after his teammates, and his teammates will ride for him. He and Kenneth Murray Jr. are like brothers. They got along. They roomed together. The man is strong in his faith. He's got a strong support group around him. He's going to get them flipped. Okay? That's why I think Levi Draper is going to turn Arkansas into a monster. Say nothing what Sam Pittman has been recruiting, right? Adding transfer from Arkansas State, adding Felipe Franks, who's going to learn how to run Kendall Briles' veer and shoot, and that slingshot is going to run into a hell of a schedule, man. Like, they might lose to Nevada. I hope not, but they might. They got to go to South Bend to play Notre Dame. It could get ugly. It could be cool. But I think 2021 is going to be a good year for them because, one, they're going to return Draper, and two, Sam Pittman's going to get a real recruiting class in of his. Then they're going to have to mature and all that stuff, right? So I wanted to make sure that I got that in there. Now, I want to pivot to another topic. Today's National Signing Day, okay? In the Tulsa metro area where I live, it's always a big deal because we get to celebrate more than football. We get to celebrate girls basketball. We get to celebrate volleyball. We get to celebrate tennis. We get to celebrate track and field when we get there. We have a woman from Booker T. Washington that's going to go and be a gymnast for KJ Kindler down in Oklahoma. It's a big deal. But Asher Link is going to go to Air Force. Okay? Fill you in on Asher Link, who went to Metro Christian. Asher Link picked Air Force over a preferred walk-on offer from Oklahoma State and New Mexico after accounting for 5,394 yards in one season, 73 touchdowns in one season, and led the Patriots to the 2A state championship, going undefeated last year. Over the course of his career, 11,451 yards total offense, 131 total touchdowns. And he also played secondary, and he was all-state as a punter. But that dude didn't get an offer from my alma mater, University of Tulsa. I don't understand. I don't understand. Preferred walk-on offer at Oklahoma State to play something other than the quarterback? Whatever, man. Whatever. I wanted to work that in there because it means something to me. Okay? Now, at the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award banquet, one of the coolest aspects of this is I get to wear this pin. You've probably seen it in a picture. When I wear a suit, I usually wear the pin. It says Paycom Jim Thorpe Award. The only folks that get to wear that pin are either on the selection committee or have won the award. So it's a really big deal. All kinds of dignitaries come out for this event every year. One of them is Lieutenant Governor Pinnell. We have had governors show up. We've had representatives of, our Congress show up. It's a very big deal. And say all that to say that Grant Delpit was made to understand what a big deal this was when he when he was awarded the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award. And we're going to talk further about what it means to win. Let's not talk further. Let's just do it now. If you're not of sound character, you're not going to win this award. You, like I know, there are lots of great defensive backs, right? In any given year, you could talk about 3 or 4 or 5 that absolutely deserve to win the award. The 3 finalists is what we, as the committee, are responsible for giving to our voters, which number over 400, and saying, hey, these are 3 guys you get to pick from. Any one of those guys could win the award, and we feel great about it because they're all outstanding people and they're outstanding players. Jeff Okudah at Ohio State, J.R. Reed at Georgia, and Grant Delpit at LSU were our finalists. Grant Delpit ends up winning this award with the vote. And he was remarkable in his acceptance speech. He was remarkable in how he came to understand what this award means here and what it means to the state of Oklahoma. So now I want to give you a complete interview that he conducted at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum, where he talked, among other things, about what it was like to play with CeeDee Lamb and through a little shaded Oklahoma. Let's drop that here.
I think you broke a bunch of people's hearts around here in that Peach Bowl. What do you remember from that game?
I keep on hearing that. Everybody keep on telling me that. But I remember our offense, putting up a lot of points. So I was glad that it was our offense doing it. I wouldn't want to play against them. So I'm glad they're on our team. But I think our defense played a pretty complete game the last second half of the season, especially that game. So I think we put it together pretty good that game.
So I think I'm right. I think Coach O said you and CeeDee Lamb kind of came up together. What's it been like seeing what he's been able to kind of develop into, and you both are kind of, heading on to the next chapters, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think we ever thought that we'll be where we're at. We would hope for it, but I don't think we ever really, I would say believe, but thought we were gonna be here. But we are, and he's a great talent. He always is the best one on the team. So just seeing him improve and mature, it's definitely been a cool thing to see, for all of us. But yeah, when we played Little League together, I don't think we lost the game in like 3 years. So that was pretty cool.
What was it like to compete against him in the Peach Bowl and everything like that?
It was cool. We weren't really matched up that many times. Probably a couple times. He played more outside that game. But for sure, we both just ultra competitors. So definitely want to get matched up and the ball thrown at him, whatever. But it didn't work out like that. But I know he was. He had a long pass on one of our other guys in the kind of beginning of the game. You know, he was pretty hyped up after that, but he didn't really catch that.
Ouch.
No shade.
How are you preparing for what's next?
Training right now in IMG Academy. Went to high school there. Just decided to go back and I'm trying to get back. Just trying to train over there just to prepare for the combine, pro day, and ultimately the draft. So just trying to do everything I can to get my body right and just get as healthy as I can.
I just asked DeAndre, I said, what was the most surprising thing about going from college to the NFL? And he said, playing against guys that I always watched, like going up against Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Are you ready for that?
I hadn't even thought about that, to be honest.
Time to think about it.
Yeah, when I play football, I just really, you watch guys that we played against in college, on TV. You watch guys like Tua and Clemson quarterback and those guys. You watch them on TV all the time, but you get stuff on the football field, it's just a game. So they got to do the same job every other quarterback has to do. So I don't really look at it as anything too special, but those guys will definitely have the advantage because they've had the experience and stuff like that. But it's definitely gonna be a pretty cool thing to see.
Grant, did you recruit yourself to IMG?
To train or to go to school?
To go to school.
Somewhat. Okay. I had two of my best friends, Kellerman and Jamon Osborne. They actually are at A&M now, and they were going to IMG. I wanted to see what it was about, so I took a visit, and they offered me to go there, and I just couldn't say no. So a little bit.
What have you learned about the award since winning it?
A lot. I learned a lot about Jim Thorpe and his family, what they've done for the state of Oklahoma, what he's done for the game of football, baseball, dancing, Olympics, all type of stuff. So it's been crazy. I didn't know a lot coming into it, but just leaving now, just very educated on what he's done in his life, and so I'm just very thankful to have my name just associated with his forever.
I thought it was special. I asked you what really has stuck out to you. This is your first time to Oklahoma, and we talked about your visit to the rehabilitation center, but I think it'd be nice to tell everyone else what stuck out to you and why that was so impactful.
What stuck out to me was just making the patients smile. I know they're going through a lot right now, and just to see them happy and even just to brighten their day a little bit, that was a pretty cool sight to see. And especially most of them being Oklahoma fans and them remembering the game that we played, and them still grateful and just that they wanted to see me and they were there, they're waiting to see me and stuff like that. So that was a pretty cool sight. You don't really see that a lot. That was a good experience.
You grew up a little bit in New Orleans, left for Katrina, finished in New Orleans. What's it like to kind of go full circle?
Especially full circle because we just won the championship in New Orleans, and so that was very cool, and that was tough on my family, moving to Houston, really dropping everything, just trying to start a new life, and then coming back, full circle, winning the championship in New Orleans. You can't ask for a better story.
Grant, I know you've been asked this quite a bit. Take a few minutes, if you would, and share with everyone the significance of number 7.
Number 7, it's an honor to wear LSU. It's a deep tradition. It started with guys like Patrick Peterson and then Tyrann Mathieu, and then ultimately got a Leonard Fournette, DJ Chark, and then me. So it's just a tradition of the guy, leader on and off the field. Of course, it makes a lot of plays on the field, but a guy, that's definitely going to be a voice in the locker room. So it was an honor to wear that number, and it's something that I dreamed of. Well, I didn't dream of it; I just saw the guys wearing it. So it was pretty cool that I got the opportunity to wear it. So hopefully that number, stays in the DB room next year. I got a little bias, but that's cool. It was really a blessing to be able to wear it.
Is that something that's appointed by the coach or the coaching staff? Do they get together and talk about who's our next number 7, or is that something you lobby for?
A little bit of both. Coach O definitely has a say. He has the majority of the say to coaches. It's really a team choice of players choices. It's really an unconventional vote.
Sure.
But guys kind of understood who should have it. man, it's a tough number to wear because it comes with a lot of expectations. And, people kind of think it gives you superpowers, but it's just a number, and you still got to go play a game of football. So it's a cool experience.
Who do you expect to wear it next year?
Who do I expect to? There's a couple guys that deserve it.
Okay.
I couldn't pick one guy, but I'm a DB, so I would like to see Derek in it.
Stingley Jr.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd like to see him in it, and I think he'll do a great job for it.
All right, last thing. Schools are closed today. I'm sorry, Mookie Betts, you're getting sat down. I'm sorry, David Price, you're getting yanked. I'm sorry, NBA monster trade, biggest trade in the sport in 20 years. I just don't have time for it because today is National Signing Day. Today, if you have a kiddo, or you know a kiddo who got to sign a national letter of intent, please tag me at RJ_Young. I want to help you celebrate. We're on some Super Saiyan energy today. All right, let me know what you think of the look, the feel, the longer video, all this crap. All right, deuces.